Hello, Nicole. Episode 4. I like that. Just no give. I can't say what I really wanted to say. No F's given. You just taught me. I love it. That's what the Bean Pod's all about. Episode 4. We are back. I'm Butterbean Queen, your host, driver of the 03 for Elite Pulling Performance.
And I'm Nicole, your co-host.
The Queen.
The Queen.
There you go. That was a way better intro this week. Episode 4. And tell them about it. What do we got for them today as far as equipment?
Woo! Oh, equipment. We got a ring light. We got a new camera. Hopefully you guys can tell.
Hopefully you can see how good she looks.
Hey, thanks.
Even though we looked good already last week. But now we got a real camera.
We just looks like we filmed on a potato. It's
yeah,
fine.
we're a legit operation.
We are.
Our YouTube is going to be better this week because I'm going to denoise our stuff so the hiss isn't there. Because we can still barely hear a hiss in our headset right now.
You know what? It's a work in progress. But we're a work in progress.
Well, yeah, but when we denoise it, it sounds fine. Like on Apple, it sounded fine.
Yeah.
So
we worked our little magic.
Episode 4, this is an exciting week. We're getting ready to go to Indy for PRI on Wednesday.
So freaking stoked.
It's, I've never been. I'm excited. We're going where, what did I tell you earlier? We're going where Peyton Manning played football.
Wow.
As an Indianapolis Colt.
Wow.
Which leads me to my Eagles loss to the 49ers yesterday.
Wow, wow, wow.
This is December, what's today? December 4th, Monday. So last night, the Eagles lost, and I had a feeling it was going to be a tough game, but nobody wants to see your team lose, and we lost to the Niners. But I'd rather lose then than in the playoffs.
True. And
we play Dallas this week.
Let's go.
Yeah, Nicole's a Dallas fan, for y'all that don't know. I'm an Eagles fan, she's a Dallas fan, so
House divided.
House divided. This little box right here divided us. I can't talk to you when we get back from Indy for a whole day. That Sunday, I'm not talking to you.
I'll have so much peace and quiet that day.
I think it's a Sunday night game. Maybe not. Normally the Eagle-Cowboy game is a Sunday night game. I have to look. How are you doing in fantasy this week?
Yikes. Taking a pretty big L against our good old friend Hunter. You see, my team, half of my team is on a bye week, so I've got the
excuses.
Well, you know.
It's next man up mentality. We don't care about bye weeks. You gotta have people ready to go.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. My next man up didn't do squat. So it's Monday night. The game's still going on, and it's 102 to 85. So Team Check Holders is taking an L this week. I was really hoping. So our friend Hunter is number 1. He and I are currently tied for number 1 in our league. I was really hoping to take over the top spot, but that won't
settle on into that second spot.
Yes.
It looks like you're going to finish second in the regular season. Because playoffs start after next week. We got one more week.
Oh, well, I'm already locked into the playoffs.
You're locked in. But Lee Pulliam, Doug Powers, Brenden Queen, John Staten are all in a 4-way battle for the last 2 playoff spots because you and Hunter are going to the playoffs. And right now I'm hanging on to possibly beating John tonight, which would tie him and I in record.
Nice.
Lee is looking like he's going to win and Doug's going to lose. So Lee's going to put himself in that 3rd seed, and I possibly have a shot at the 4th seed, I think, as long as I win next week. And
it's a long shot.
Yeah, I have a shot. I'm not eliminated. So Ben, I think, is getting ready to get eliminated if he loses, which I think he's losing. So a lot going on in fantasy playoffs. No racing for us. How was your first weekend with no racing?
Oh, look at Ben. He's winning against Team Powers. Go Ben. First weekend off. Well, we had a sneak peek. We had a weekend off in November. So that was really nice.
This is the first real weekend now.
Well, that's true. It was great. I didn't have to pack to go anywhere. I could actually enjoy a Friday and Saturday night at home.
I missed it. I was bored.
Yeah.
But I did get sick, so I wasn't feeling the best.
Yeah.
Still kind of stuffy.
Yeah. But it was nice. I had time at home to clean, put my life back together, so it was good.
What are you looking forward to the most about PRI?
Oh, man.
That was a deep pause and a hard breath about that. I mean, you getting ready to talk for an hour about it, or?
I'm about to speak some truth.
No,
I'm just excited to go. I've never been. I'm so excited. I've got a couple friends who are going, so some of my Charlotte buddies are going, so I'm excited to see them and, I don't know, see what PRI is all about.
I'm excited. I've never been to PRI, heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I've got commitments while I'm there, so it's not like we're there to, like, look around the whole time. I'm sure we'll have a little bit of time, too, but I wouldn't say I'm working at PRI, but I'm...
You're networking.
Networking, that's the word. So, looking forward to that. I really don't know how much about it I can speak about right now on this show.
Probably not much.
Yeah, probably not. But by the time people listen to this, you'll know why I'm at PRI.
But next Sunday, when we record the next episode,
yeah,
we can tell you all about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you get to go with me, so I'm not going alone. We're flying.
I was about to say this is super exciting because this is our first big trip together because we travel for race weekends.
Like a state over. Now we're flying from Virginia to New York.
Airport, Brenden.
New York to Indy.
Yeah.
Then Indy to Atlanta, and Atlanta back to Virginia. So that's gonna be crazy. I've never been to New York, so we're going to the airport in New York.
You've never been in New York?
Never been to New York. Never wanted to, really, but I'm gonna have to go.
You ain't missing much.
No, I'm not, but yeah, then I gotta get back Saturday night. I'm supposed to race in the Moonhead 24-hour race on iRacing. So,
are you really?
Supposed to. Teammates with Landon Huffman, I think Dylan Wilson, and RJ off of Landon's podcast. I think I'm on their team for 24 hours. I don't know what stint I'm racing. I told them I won't be back from PRI until that night, so I might have to race like in the wee hours at some point, but it's all for fun. It's like, it might be for some charity with Moonhead. It's a 24-hour race. It's Mazda cars at Martinsville. It's literally like just survive. Just wreck each other, survive.
I don't really know what Mazda cars means, but okay.
It's like a road course.
So what you're saying is I won't see you for 24 hours?
No, I'm not driving for 24 hours.
Ah.
Like, there's 5 of us that gotta run, like, we're on a team. So, like, somebody will race, like, 4 hours, and somebody will race 4, and then somebody will race 4.
That's exciting.
Like, the race is 24 hours consecutive, but you swap drivers. It's like Rolex.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm supposed to race in S-Rock tomorrow night, too. Which, that's like a Shenandoah Shine special league that they have so many entries, they lock in a certain amount of guys, and then they run like heat races to make the last couple of spots. But I think for the first time ever, I think I'm locked in.
Dang. iRacing's a whole new world for me.
Yeah, so it makes me, I haven't been on in a while, so hopefully I gotta upgrade my rig. I'm looking at getting me a new rig to sit in. And other than that, I got nice stuff. I got a nice computer. I got a nice monitor. I got the Fanatic, whatever you want to call it, the wheels, the inverted pedals. I mean, I've got the legit setup. Quick disconnect, Max Pappas wheel. I just don't have... Shout out. My Uncle Charlie built this for me in 2000 and... I want to say like 9. It's like a Ford Escort seat with like wood support around it, and it's great. I've won a gazillion races in it. I mean, he built, like, I appreciate it. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have had this rig this long. I mean, it's badass. Like, I've won the Coke 600 in it. I've won the Rolex race in it. I've won so many races in it. But the problem is now the wheels are so powerful that I have to zip tie my monitor to it, or my monitor will just shake and fall off. That's how my old monitor got cracked, because I wrecked the 87 Cup cars at Talladega, and the monitor fell off and hit me in the lap. But as it was falling, it hit my steering wheel and cracked it. So that's how powerful the wheels are getting. The
shifting's also a little aggressive in that thing. You sound like you're gonna come through the floor.
Maybe, because
You never miss a shift.
No. Please don't. Knock on wood. Please don't curse me like that. I have missed shifts.
What did you tell Hunter? Oh, you... Did you tell Hunter?
Okay, well, I'll get to that in a second. It sounds like that because I'm hard on the shifter. I told Hunter I don't ever lose on shifting as a joke to him. So every time we ever restart a late model and I get beat, he's like, you never lose on shifting. I'm like, well... There was a time I was really good. Here lately, I've had a hard time with the Harrington spinning tires, and that's been my biggest... was restarts as far as just not spinning tires, and I've never had that big of an issue. But David West got me a power plant in that thing. It spins tires, brakes, axles, does everything.
Jeez.
So yeah, so I got a couple of fun things this week, and pretty much you and I are booked up till New Year's, maybe. I don't know. We're gone this week, next weekend, and then it's Christmas.
And it's Christmas.
Have you been good?
No.
Santa gonna bring you anything?
No.
We'll have a Christmas special Bean Pod episode. I'll have to wear my Merry Christmas hat, my Canada Christmas hat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'll have to wear that. Merry Christmas, eh?
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to get so holly jolly.
Yeah, you can bring some lights in here or something.
We can hang like an ornament from the turkeys.
Yeah, me and my turkeys.
We can dress it like a tree. Oh, I'm gonna get holly jolly. I got this.
Yeah. Maybe, you know what we should do? We should get my Uncle Ryan on the show when he's here.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, sitting right here. He will.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
I think Uncle Ryan deserves to be the first guest.
Yes, that might be our first guest. That dude, hey, he'll come in here, have him a Bud Light or something in one hand, and be talking. So that might be our first guest.
Well,
yes.
Ryan, you're signed up.
Yeah, Ryan, you don't even know it yet, but you're coming on because we took your air mattress out of here, so you're gonna have to just sit in the podcast area. But
I feel like it's a good upgrade.
I guess we'll kind of jump into this week's episode because I think it's going to take up quite a bit of time here. So tell them what this episode's about. It's a special edition of the Bean Pod.
Special edition.
It's the first ever.
We're doing a Q&A.
Yeah, first ever one. Like, I mean, and I'll tell you, the support from Bean Nation and people that aren't in Bean Nation.
Y'all came through.
Yeah, that was very overwhelming.
Instagram,
Twitter, and Facebook. We asked a question this morning, and we've got all kinds of questions. I'm looking forward to it. So she told me I can't look at them.
Yeah, he was trying to cheat.
I was trying to cheat and look at them. I'm a race car driver, right? That's what we do. Try to find that edge.
You trying to say something?
Nah.
Okay, well, we're going to dive in. So we're going to go platform by platform. So these questions are being submitted from the good old Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it these days. So...
Hey, speaking of that, it irritates me that you got to keep the blue bird on your phone and mine changed to X.
Well, because I didn't update my app.
That hurts my feelings.
Until like 3 days ago. I now have
Little
X.
birdie.
Little birdie. I'm not even going to try to pronounce anyone's handle, so you're all getting first names. So Tommy said, you've always had great runs at Florence. What is it about Florence that you enjoy the most? If you do enjoy it, what about Florence fits your current racing craft / style? Hashtag BNation.
That was Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy. So, sorry, I didn't mean to say your name like that. Well, I think Florence has that Myrtle Beach vibe, and I used to go to Myrtle Beach once a year. Maybe twice if I did the icebreaker, but I only did that once at Myrtle Beach, and I did it once at Florence. But where I'm going with this is Florence kind of took the spot of Myrtle Beach, so I've always liked that race. I struggled at Florence with my car, and then with Lee Pulliam, I've ran 4 or 5 times and been top 5 every time and had a win in a second. So I think what I like about it is the low grip style racing. I like the track has multiple grooves. It's very racy. So I think that's probably why we run good there. Lee's obviously why we run good there is because of Lee. Like Lee's got a really good car, good package, good notes. But I think it's just a fun track to race at, man. It's so much strategy and all that involved, and it makes it fun.
Florence is probably my top 2 favorite tracks because you get to go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, that's another reason I like Florence. Like, so you like Florence?
Yeah, I would easily rank it in my top 2 favorite tracks.
Cool. There it is from Nicole. Thanks, Tommy.
Our good friend Bo said, or asked, what is one track that you would like to race at that you haven't been to yet? Dirt or asphalt?
Ooh. You know, there's probably more than just one.
Give us your top.
I mean,
couple.
Okay, so asphalt-wise, I would really like to go to, I'd love to run Slinger. That's a really cool race.
Where is that?
Wisconsin, I think. It's out west. Really cool races, getting ready to be on iRacing. I'd like to go to Motor Mile. I never got to go there. You know, Car Store's not going there. Franklin County was another one that I didn't get to go to. And then obviously I think the Snowball Derby, 5 Flags would be really cool. And there's some really cool races. I think Winchester and Nashville, there's like special crown jewel races in the super lates that are at tracks that would be really cool to go to. So asphalt wise, that's probably where I'd like to go. And then dirt wise, man, I'd love to go to Natural Bridge. I haven't been there. I'd like to go to Wythe. I heard that's really cool.
Is that Virginia?
I think so. That's where who was it knows the owner? I know Lee knows the owner too, but apparently like the trees shake when the sprint cars go by. But
that's cool.
That's cool. Obviously, I'd really like to go to Volusia because I love alligators. That's my favorite animal, and the trophy always has an alligator on it, and there's alligators in the pits and in the lake by the pits. And
you went to Volusia?
Yeah, I've been to Volusia twice, so that was exciting. Eldora, how can you not want to go to Eldora? But yeah, I mean, those are kind of some cool places I like to go.
Nice. Alright, this is probably the best question we got asked all day, hands down. From Steel Horse Live, what product do you put in your mullet?
Steel Horse, Jonathan. He's a big time streamer.
Is he the one that streams with his wife?
Not him, that's John Adams.
Okay. Close.
Dang, Steel Horse, she just referred to you as John.
Sorry, no. John.
So Jonathan's from, I don't know if he's from our area. I think he went to school with Lee, actually, is what he said. We'll pull him.
Interesting.
But he lives over by Langley because he's in the military.
Oh, okay.
So,
thanks for your service.
Yes, thanks for your service. I think he just retired or is getting ready to, but big time streamer. He's became really popular through iRacing streaming on Twitch and now TikTok. I can't tell you all my secrets, man, because I gotta have a little edge when I get back to streaming to catch up to you. So he's growing a mullet, I think now. But honestly, I'm lazy about it. I think I just use that 2-in-1 shampoo with conditioner and shampoo in one. And
that's a red flag.
Yeah, no, I don't. But I do use conditioner now a lot. Even at the hotels, you know that.
Yeah.
So I think Nene, my hairdresser, she
got it hooked up.
She gets me hooked up every time I get my hair cut. So there's your answer if you need a fresh mullet cut.
I think one time you did put my coconut body wash in your hair. I think I did smell that on you one time. That may be the secret.
I can't tell y'all everything.
Justin asked, would you consider racing a tour type modified in 2024?
Absolutely. Somebody call me with a ride, I'm there. I love tour mods, and I would love to drive one. I used to think Bowman Gray was like bad to the bone because I used to watch Madhouse, but then I realized like it'd be cool to do it, but it'd probably get me tore up. But like to go on the tour and run a mod at like Richmond or Martinsville or Stafford up north, tracks like that'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
Those things are monsters.
Those things are cool. Ethan asks, what's your go-to outfit when you and Nicole go out to eat for dinner?
You're looking at it. No, it depends on the occasion.
Yeah.
I mean, Nicole will tell you, I dress nice when I need to.
Let's be real, it's what I tell you to wear.
Okay, happy girl, happy life. But some days, a lot of times it's a racing shirt or like something with Flo Racing or something like that. But I'll be honest with you, I've kind of gotten to where I don't wear a lot of racing stuff out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wear my own stuff out in public a lot.
Don't be lying on this podcast, Brenden.
I'm really not. Like, you know that.
I see you rocking some Butterbean merch.
Not all the time, though.
Not all the time.
Not like I used to. I used to wear it everywhere I went when I was 15, 16 years old. But now, like, I've been wearing my Hoosier hat or my Flo hat over my own stuff unless I'm going to race.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? This is like some...
real life.
Yeah, I don't always wear racing stuff, but somewhere in that range.
But, when we do go out to eat, like a nice place, we always go to a local restaurant, a little bit of a fancy restaurant for Christmas, and you normally wear a button down to that. And
yeah, and then our anniversary and birthdays, we go do something.
It's just nice, and we always go to Outer Banks in the summer, where your family does, and I just tag along, but we've made it 2-year tradition now that we pick one night out of the week and we do a semi-nice dinner and same thing. He'll get a little dressed up.
Depends on the occasion.
Yeah.
I'll be dressed up Wednesday night if you're alright.
I know, I'm excited. You don't dress up very often, but when you do, the Lord cleans up nice. Jonathan asks, what's your Langley schedule look like?
I felt like we were probably going to get a lot of these. I miss my Langley fans. I have not forgot about y'all. I have not forgot where I came from at all. I love racing at my Hampton Heat. But as of right now, we'll be there for the Car Store race in June and in the Hampton Heat in July. I don't really know if I'm going to run other than that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of depends on, money, funding. Obviously, I have my family car still, but I don't know. It depends if I get a wild hair up my and decide I'm bored and I have an off weekend. But honestly, like, my main focus is the Car Store Championship, and then I'm working on filling my off weekends with above the Car Store to the next level. So that's any focus I get, I'm putting towards that next step in my career. But I'm not going to say no, but definitely those 2 races as of now, and you never know what a month from now can bring.
True that. Brian wants to know, what is the most challenging track you have faced so far in your career?
Ooh. I don't know. It's hard to say because I love challenging tracks and I never like to be defeated. I always like to go back and redeem myself. I think I've had challenging tracks when my car has been really off. So, you could almost say everywhere has been challenging if the car was off. But if I had to single it down, I struggled at Hickory my first trip. Mm-hmm. Cleaned it up for the second trip. I saved tires the second trip and salvaged a really good finish. But I think I learned a lot in the race of how to drive the track differently. Mm-hmm. So when I go back in March or April, whenever we go back, I think I'll be a lot better. Obviously, I'll have 2 races under my belt. We got good notes. Lee's going to bring a fast car, but Hickory was a tough one for me. I think that was probably, I'd probably just say Hickory was probably tough.
Nice. And then Ed asks, does the dirt car experience help you on entry or exit at asphalt tracks? Does it help in general? Yeah,
I think it helps everywhere. I think dirt racing helps you feel in your butt and in your right foot how much grip you have on gas, how much you can go without going over the edge. And I think it's really helped me feel the car better on asphalt. Like, been able to just kind of put myself in better positions and know my limit and be able to get all I can out of the car. Because in dirt racing, you're on the edge the whole time.
Yeah, I can attest to it. There's definitely been a couple times that you get out of the car and tell our friend and sponsor, Mr. John Staten, who owns the HTS car, they're like, that was some dirt experience right there.
Yeah, our win at Goodyear was dirt racing off the corner to win it. I think Kinley had some dirt racing slide jobs in there.
Absolutely.
Is this still Twitter? We're still on Twitter, or are we done with Twitter?
Oh, so we're done with Twitter. We're moving on to
thank you, Twitter fans.
Instagram stories. I'm trying to figure out where to start. Alright, Steve-O said, do you miss Southside Speedway, and when it reopens, would you race there?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, I'm a champion at Southside Speedway. You might not have been in that.
Legend cards?
Legend card, 2012.
I read your Hero cards. I know what's up.
You do. So, I won 10 Legend car races there in 2 years and a championship. I loved it, man. That was so fun. For me to come back there, I would probably definitely go attend a race, even if I wasn't racing. Mm-hmm. The rules would have to be right, because they ran some funky rules pretty much the last part of my knowing of the track being open. Mm-hmm. They didn't pay out. Like, it cost more to go than the winner got paid. Like, as soon as you walked in the door, pit passes and tires, you weren't even going to make that. You weren't even going to make your tire money back. So, not a lot of people went except the same Southside circle. Mm-hmm. It was just a really screwed up deal. But the late models weren't same rules that we run. If it was NASCAR sanctioned, or they had a Cars Tour race, or a Denny Hamlin Showdown style race like they had before, and it was our rule package, I'd probably go.
Nice.
But I hope it opens, man. I really hate seeing tracks like that. And, something like that in East Carolina, we need them. We need those tracks.
Absolutely. This is a fun one. Chris Mincy says, "How is your graphics package so fast, and where is it cheated up?"
Bad fast graphics, Chris Mincy. You know, shout out to Mincy's graphics to keeping the 03 looking sharp all year long with our Lee Pulliam team. Mincy's, this is the first year I've worked with Mincy, and I knew him a little bit, not personally, but I knew who they were, and I've gotten to know him a lot. Obviously, he's really good friends with Lee and does all of Lee's stuff at the shop, so he hooked us up all year and took care of us and kept my car looking good for all the fans. And the highlight of the year was Chris Mincy coming on the radio at Goodyear when I was leading, I think, right at the end of the race. All of a sudden, I just heard on the radio, "Bad fast graphics," like, "Bad fast graphics." And I'm like, who the hell is that on the radio? And then I found out after the race it was Mincy. Somehow he had a headset on and was talking to me. And I won, so it was hilarious, and that'll probably go down as one of the funniest memories of the year because we laugh about it still.
I will tell you what, those Mincy's graphics look bad
That
to
sparkle?
the bone. He added some sparkle to the 03 and the 2 car to look good under the lights at Martinsville, and I will tell you what, that was bad to the bone.
Those sparkles look good.
They look real good. Rob said,
and before you go to that, I give him props because he's seen the way I drive. I put some donuts on some stuff, so he kept it looking sharp. Thanks, Mincy.
Had to replace the graphics more than once this year. Rob asks, when is Dale Jr. going to be a guest on the show?
Let me call him. That's a good one. I was waiting for him to call me to be on Dirty Mo, maybe, but this ain't Dirty Mo, so we had to do our own thing. But I don't know. That would probably be a really tough one to get. He's so busy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'd probably be really cool for us, even if it was a phone call, because we could probably get a lot of views from that one. But you never know. I mean, with him being around the late model world, maybe I could do it at the track one weekend and if we have a rain delay or something. But as of now, I don't have any plans for Dale to be on, but we're not against it.
Yeah.
At Dale Jr. Tag him.
Elizabeth said, great job to the both of you. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Where is your favorite track to race at?
Anywhere I can go and race because it's so expensive to race, and whenever I get to, I'm so lucky. Favorite track, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to not love my home track, Langley, because it's home. Mm-hmm. But if I have to, I always try not to pick Langley because it is my home track. So, like from the tour this year, I really like Tri-County. I had fun at Wake. Goodyear's awesome. You know, Florence is fun. I had fun at Ace my last time there. Like, Kinley was a blast, not just because I won, but just I just like racing. It doesn't matter where I'm at, really.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm going to butcher this. Is it Aura? A-U-R-A? Asked, where did the nickname Butterbean come from? I love it.
Yeah, so when I was little, my granddad, that's not with us anymore, called my mom and told her to turn on the TV, and the boxer Butterbean was on TV, and I said, that's what your kid looks like. So it stuck, and my buddy Ryan Bray and all those, which I'm going to have him on the show one day. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Talk about some hunting. Ryan and I've been friends since like 5th grade, but he found out, and I think my teachers found out from him probably, or somebody like that. Next thing you know, the whole school was calling me by Butterbean, and it's been that way ever since.
Had to bleed over to the racing world.
Yeah, it ended up on the race car, and hey, it's there for life.
You just put it on the race car?
Yeah, I think I did one time, and then I decided to keep it. I almost lost it. Like, I was going to lose the nickname, and like right when I went late model racing, somewhere in that range, and I decided to keep it.
Wait, you decided to drop it?
No, I was going to like just try to just be Brenden Queen, and then I was like, no, I like being different. Like, I like having a nickname, and I kept it.
Good thing you did.
I know. I branded it.
Yeah, really.
Sorry again. I've been sick.
This person's name on Instagram is Superman wants to know, what engine do you run?
Top secret. No, just kidding. It depends. You know, we run a Harrington in the car store, which is a Chevrolet, and then I ran a Ford in my family car for all those years, but late model racing, there's no Toyota motor, and there used to be Dodges, but they're not really around anymore. So you kind of either got the Chevy or the Ford, but everybody runs whatever. Like I run a Toyota nose, but we call it a Camry, and we stick with it.
Who makes your motors?
David West, and then my family car, Rayvon Clark.
There you go. Got to give a little shout out to our partners where we can.
That's right. Both are great.
Both are phenomenal people to work with. W. Roberts, it's not a question but a statement. He said, watching you beat Josh Berry from turn 3 was the best thing I ever seen.
Me too. Who was that, Robert? Was it?
W. Roberts.
Thank you. Me too. That was the highlight of my year. No, I'm just kidding. Winning Wilkesboro probably was, but that was a bad to the bone battle, and I can say it beat a cup guy.
Yeah, there you go. B. Bowman asked, you kind of explained this in our first episode, but asked, what was the reasoning behind running the 03? Is it sort of like a sentimental thing?
So the 03 was my dad's number, and I was 08, and I actually ran 08, won my first 3 championships in 08 in an 08 car.
Mm-hmm.
But 8, so the easiest thing to do was to cut the 8 in half and have a 3, and then it just made sense because it was my dad's number.
Nice. Good old teammate Colin, aka Kevin.
Kevin!
He asked, what's one cup driver that you've always looked up to when you were a kid?
Man, well, obviously I was a Dale fan when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
And then as Dale was getting, not old, because he's not old, but as he was getting to the latter part of his career, I picked up Keselowski because he drove for Dale in the Busch Series at the time, and then he moved over to Penske. So I was a Brad and Dale fan for a long time, and then I was a Brad fan when everybody was against him for those years because I loved his attitude. I mean, like, he was there to race. He wasn't there to make friends. He was politically correct when he handled himself and intelligent in the way he talked to reporters.
Mm-hmm.
But when he put the helmet on, he didn't care if he was buddies with you or not. Like, he was going to win the race. And I loved it. And he won a championship in the Dodge 2 car. And, I pulled for him. And then, obviously, Larson come along. And I wouldn't say that I was a Brad fan. And Brad was still winning races. And Larson was in a 42. And I saw the talent. Like, it's hard. I mean, you can't deny it. But I think my friendship with Cliff, and then when Larson got his break and got with Hendrick and was on his comeback, I kind of, obviously Dale's retired. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I bought Brad's stuff in the 6 car. I have 6 merch right here in the closet. But I think, obviously I pull for Larson because of Cliff and all those guys. And I respect what Larson does, dirt to asphalt, because I do it on a lower level. So, growing up, though, Keselowski was probably my guy as I was going through my teen years. Mm-hmm. And then now it's him and Larson are my 2 that I would look up to, that I just respect what they do, because Keselowski's on a different part of his career now. Like, he could still win races, and I have all the faith that he's going to win a cup race again in the 6, because he's turned it around as an owner. So he's doing both roles. He's doing like the Tony Stewart did. Like, Tony left Gibbs and went to do his own thing and was still driving. So it's really cool to see. And never know, maybe one day I'll end up driving a RFK car. Maybe he'll bring my Xfinity program or something.
That'd be sick. Fun fact, growing up I was a Tony Stewart fan.
I would have never guessed that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm being dead serious. You really were? Mm-hmm. Wow.
So my dad works in construction, and he always used to do a bunch of home projects.
Home Depot.
And yeah, so that was our Saturday morning. We'd always start off Saturdays going to either Home Depot or Lowe's and getting all the supplies he needed for whatever home project it was that day. And I don't know, it was between the Home Depot car and the Lowe's car, and I thought the Home Depot car was prettier. So that's how I became a Tony Stewart fan.
And the Lowe's car was a 7-time champ.
Well, I like the Home Depot car. So that was, little 7-year-old Cole, that was the rationale that went on.
I like Tony's attitude.
Yeah, and then
I'm going to bust his ass. Thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
And then I got to know Tony Stewart, and I was like, well, that's just a cool personality. So
He is. He's a cool dude.
Someone asked, Tia Davis said, who is your biggest rival All time and current.
That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Who is my biggest rival? You've been with me for 2 years. Who's my biggest rival?
I mean, I'll say it. I mean, everyone kind of plays up you and Connor Hall being rivals, but
Yeah, that's a tricky deal there. I think Connor and I have grown up racing together. Always been the same. I think he's a year older than me. But we moved up the ranks together, so we've always had to race against each other. And I think, I mean, we're two different people. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, we play PlayStation together. But our personalities are different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way to him or not. Like, we just are different people. But we're there to race. And I think, I won't say that we don't hate each other, but I think we want to beat each other just as bad. Like, I think we want to beat each other both a little bit extra than that 30-year-old guy over here.
Yeah.
But just because we come from the same track, we've raced together, and I'll be honest with you, it elevates us. Like, him and I push each other to be better.
oh, for sure.
Because, like, Hampton and Heat, we lapped up to 4th place, but we're battling for the lead. Like,
Yeah,
so I think the media twist it,
for sure.
and I think people saying stuff that's not what somebody else said, and it gets twisted. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, have we gotten into it on the track? Absolutely. Has he done stuff to piss me off? Absolutely. Have I done stuff to piss him off? 100%. And we know we're doing it when we're doing it, but we're racers. Like Hampton Heat, we got into it, and you know, I felt like I was letting him go, and then he jammed on the brake, and I got into him, and then he did a brake check on the backstretch, and I was pissed. Like, I said something to him at the pit stop, and you know, things were heated. I mean, but that makes us a race car driver, because like, we both want to win so bad. So,
and I feel like that whole situation wasn't just because it was Connor Hall. I mean, had anyone done the same thing, you would have.
And I think that's the thing too. I want Connor to know is that I don't single him out.
No.
Like, it just so happens him and I are around each other a lot.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, because normally we're racing for the lead or something. But if it had been anybody, I'd have been pissed. Like, it wasn't just him, but I think it'd be funny to have him on the show with me one time. I know he started his podcast too.
Oh yeah.
And probably thinks we're copying him, but we're not. Like, we tried to start this in July, and we literally bought.
Head start.
Yeah, we bought equipment and had failures, and it just so happened we got going about the same time. But
yeah.
No, and then I mean, that would probably be my current guy, I guess. I guess Honeycutt now is my rival. He's pissed at me. I still don't understand that. You know what's funny about that is Bubba Pollard got inside of Nasty, right?
Yeah.
Last night in the Derby, and Nasty spins out, and then Honeycutt tweeted, well, Bubba got robbed and all this, and like, I was pulling for Bubba too, don't get me wrong, but it's funny that last week the guy that was in Bubba's spot drove through the guy, but then this week it happened to him, and it's an opposite. Basically, Honeycutt changed his opinion of the wreck.
Yeah. Like,
when I did it to Honeycutt, we didn't even wreck, but I drove through him. But then this week, the guy that is in the same spot I am got the raw end of the deal because the guy spun out. Like, come on now.
He's crazy.
But, yeah.
But I will say, from my perspective, like, I mean, I see the personal side between you and Connor, and I wholeheartedly agree that I think the media, and I would even say a little bit the fans, too, kind of.
Well, it don't help when the fans boo him and cheer me, and then it gets it going.
I wasn't going to say, like, twist it, but I would say kind of amp it up really more than the rivalry really is, and make it more of a true, quote-unquote, rivalry, where I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, you and Connor have been racing so long together that, honestly, like, I think y'all just, like you said, y'all want to beat each other, and y'all... I mean, but also, I see where the media's coming from. Like, it's two really big names coming out of one track, two up-and-coming drivers that do have a lot of talent, have a lot of opportunities. So it's really easy to kind of play it up and...
especially when you got us two that can win at any track.
Yeah.
And we're from the same area.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think the fans, like, I mean, he's the villain in their eyes at Langley.
Yeah.
And I'm the hero. Like, there's nothing I can do to change that. But it doesn't, like, him and I can laugh about it behind the scenes. Like, they're going to probably boo him, and they're probably going to cheer me, and it's the way it is. Like, it's just like NASCAR. They boo Kyle Busch, they cheer Dale Jr.
Yeah.
Like, can't change. Well, now they're probably cheering Kyle, but I laugh at it. Like, I think it's hilarious to me.
Speaking of this, I just thought of another. You did have a past rival.
Lewis White?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lewis White was a rival.
Mm-hmm.
That was a East Carolina rival, and then Brad Hancock was a rival of mine in the Legend Cars. We had some run-ins, but yeah, definitely Lewis White and I. That's a huge rivalry. That needs to be a whole nother. That needs to be a whole nother show for the East Carolina.
But yeah, I thought about that. That's another rival. You got a couple.
Yeah, we'll have to have an episode about 2016.
Oh, man. O'Reilly said, do you ever plan on racing Xfinity or trucks for NASCAR?
Yes. I am working hard at that every day. I am, that is my goal. Obviously, I hope it works out for me, but that is the plan. I have put all the chips in to try to make it, and we're not going to be denied. We're going to figure it out one way or another.
We're doubling down.
Sorry, I keep coughing. I swear I'm not trying to.
Nasty. Our good friend Aaron asks, Fortnite? Question mark.
Yeah, don't read all Aaron's questions. I already told him I can't do that. He asked about 4 questions like Fortnite. Yeah, I am a Fortnite player. So if you want to find my gamer tag, maybe I'll let y'all have it one day. But you're gonna have to ask for it.
Submitted at least 14 questions, and I thought that was funny. So this is another question that you answered in episode 1, so you don't have to get the full story, but a lot of people ask very similar questions as Tyler, so give us the short version of the story. How did you get your start in racing?
I started go-karts when I was 6, and we did talk about that in episode 1, so I won't go into the big detail, but I started when I was 6, go-kart racing, and worked my way up through the ranks that way.
Nice. I don't know if this is Lan Bro or Ian Bro, but someone asked the same question, how'd you get your start? But they also asked where.
Kid karts at Langley, which I don't really count that, but it was kind of a learning thing. And then I ran dirt karts at Dixieland, which is LangleyLangley Speedway.
Nice. Sorry, we're getting to a couple of repeats. Andy asked, does your crew chief communicate with you what changes he is making?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes, absolutely. I'm very big on input. I like to know what's going on. I like to know why we're making a change. If I don't know what it's going to do, I like to know what it's going to do. I've been racing long enough that, like, I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So there's things that, like, Lee changed last week. I asked him, like, why are we doing that? And he explained it to me. Doug Powers, crew chief all year, he explained things, and him and I, we actually decide on a lot of stuff. So a lot of times the driver and crew chief decide together on a lot of things. So especially like if we try a couple things, try to decide what we're going to race with. So absolutely, a lot of input back and forth.
Nice.
That's a good question.
That was a really good one. Justin asked, is Lionel going to make a diecast of your car?
Yeah, so Lionel and I have been in contact. I'll be honest with you, we're probably not going to get the car that I have right now. They were going to make it, but we had some licensing agreement issues with the characters on the car. We're probably going to have to change those up next year. Lionel said they would make my diecast if they weren't basically on the car. I'll probably try to talk to Lionel at PRI, but they definitely had interest. They wanted to do my Wilkesboro Win diecast race version. But I'm honestly, with the Mario and the Crash Bandicoot, that kind of ruined that chance. So we'll see what happens. But yes, we are working to try to get a deal with Lionel. If we have to change the characters, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Nice. All right, that's all our questions on Instagram stories. We're gonna move on to Facebook.
Ooh. So there's a lot on my fan page, and then I shared it on my personal page. So
yeah, so we got a lot to pull from.
Got a lot to pull from.
But we're going to take a quick break and hear from our very first sponsor of the Bean Pod.
Yes, very exciting. I've never had a sponsor on my podcast, so here we go.
Here we go. Roll the clip. Can I take a second break and can I get a sip of my Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, do you want me to pause it or just let it roll?
Just let it roll. Hand it to me. I just want a sip.
Yeah. Damn, I'm gonna get a sip of my eyes. I think the podcast is going good. Make sure we're still recording. Yes.
What?
Why does the bottom just say 3 minutes 30 seconds?
I don't know.
Oh, unless it takes like... That concerns me. Got it set wherever we want it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Alrighty.
Want me to clap again?
Yes, please. Dang, that was a good one. That was crispy.
Alright.
Alright, we're back.
We are back.
Alright, so we're going to work through Facebook questions now.
Ooh, the juicy ones.
The juicy ones. Actually, start with kind of a juicy one. So, Brad Adams, mod driver at Langley, asked, what's been your most embarrassing mistake in a race car? Can be testing, practice, race.
Well, I probably have an embarrassing moment like once a weekend, it seems. I just don't talk about it because it's always something close that happens. But I think my first icebreaker this year at Florence, where I wrecked in qualifying, that was, you know, I could understand me wrecking in qualifying if I was like a rookie, but just 1 to 400. Go back my second race with Lead Point Performance, got a fast car in practice, like probably gonna have a shot to qualify up front, and honestly probably got a shot to win the race because we drove from 30th to 5th, like with the car bent up. But anyways, I just made a mistake in qualifying. I caught the inside wall coming to the green and went down into one, and the bump stop rod was broke or bent, I guess, from hitting the wall, and I bottomed out and I went straight off the track into the freaking grass. And
that was crazy.
Oh man, I was so embarrassed. Like, I couldn't. I wanted to take. If I'd had a tail, I would have tucked it and hid. Like, I just felt like I let Lee down, let John Staten and Lori and BRC down, and I mean, I wrecked the race car in qualifying. I'm the only car on the track, and I wreck, and just I really felt down. And then I drove from 30th to 5th, and that made me feel a little bit better. But I'm like, man, what could have been? So. That was probably my most embarrassing moment as a driver. I mean, I've done some stupid things, don't get me wrong. I've had stupid moments where I was like, man, I shouldn't have done that. But retaliating on people, stuff like that. But definitely, I could have a show about retaliating stupid moments. But that was an embarrassing moment for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, just go back and watch the vlogs. You see, you walk into doors, you do some crazy stuff in the vlogs, so...
That's not embarrassing, though. That's fun.
Well, yeah, but it's just still silly. So, go back and watch the vlogs. You can have a...
Check out our vlogs on our YouTube. Also, Flo Racing, thank you for editing all those.
Yeah, thank you for laughing with us.
Flo Racing, I got the hat on. Flo.
So my queen, not my queen your dad, but
cousin.
Your cousin asked a couple questions. When are you going to let Nicole drive?
Have you seen the right side of a Mustang? She has a Darlington stripe. I don't know. I need to train her. I need to get her on iRacing first, and then we'll move from there. That'll be the next thing.
Oh boy.
She likes when I drive, though.
Yeah.
She likes being passenger princess.
I am. Certified passenger princess.
Now, if I had a ride-along seat in a race car, would you ride with me?
No. I'm not going to say never, but it'd be pretty close.
I got you.
I don't know, except put me in a Bandolero.
Oh, you do want to race a Bandolero.
See, I feel like Bandolero...
Hey, anybody that wants to sponsor this endeavor, I told Nicole, and she wanted to do it in the Hampton Heat, and I won this year, so that would have been cool.
You don't have to shift in a Bandolero.
No, baby.
Okay, cool. That's why I picked Bando.
So Nicole wants me to rent her a bando for one race. So
I'm gonna be a one race wonder.
So she wants me to be the spotter.
No, you're gonna crew chief it.
Well, maybe if we rent one, I'm not gonna crew chief. I can be a spotter though.
Okay.
But we need to rent one, or somebody put her in for free. But she wants to make a bando start one time.
Literally one bando start.
At Langley?
One and one only. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed if it came somewhere else.
Okay. Well, Langley's close though.
Well, I mean, there may be a team somewhere else that wants to put me in a bando.
That's true. Never know. What was the other question?
He also asked, thoughts on the new tire, any upcoming tire tests?
Oh, that's a good question. I was worried that this might happen with the owners come in and change stuff. I'm not a fan of hard tires. I think the racing sucks on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say it. I hated South Boston with an F50.
Mm-hmm.
I hated F50s at Langley. Only certain people like F50s at Langley, and there's reasons for it, but you couldn't, you weren't racing each other, you were racing yourself because they're so hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're just center blocks. But I like the F45 because there was so much strategy in it. You had to conserve, you had to know when to go, and I think that's part of racing. I heard it's going to be like in between a 45 and a 50, so at least it's not a 50. I hope it still falls off. Like, mm-hmm. I hope you have to manage the race, because I love those low grip races where I could drop back and then drive through the field when it was time to go, and mm-hmm. you could see people struggling, and you're like, too soon. I always said, like Fast and the Furious, too soon, Junior, when a guy would hit the NOS before the other person hit the NOS, and then you'd come back by him later. So it's going to be in between. I heard there's going to be some tire tests. Obviously, that's another thing that concerns me, like that Junior Motorsports got to go test them already. Mm-hmm. None of us have. I don't think that's fair. Mm-hmm. I think it should have been a car from like the top 5 in points organizations. Mm-hmm. I heard we might be on the Wilkesboro tire test, so that would be cool. I would love to be able to go, whether Lee takes me or whoever he takes, but I'd love to go no matter what and be with the team. Mm-hmm. But I definitely hope it's not a cinder block, and I hope it races good. I mean, I'm not gonna be against it until I try it, but I definitely don't want hard tires because I don't think they're as fun.
Yeah. Jeff asked, he actually has 2 questions. Good guys, Stroker Race or Brewster Baker?
Great movies. Man, how can you not like Stroker Race? I mean, I named my dog after him.
Yeah.
Great. I showed you the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Brewster Baker, 6-pack. That's probably my all-time favorite racing movie. Man, hard to pick. I'd probably go with Brewster because that's such a good movie. But Stroker's the ladies' man. I mean, mm-hmm. Fastest chicken in the South. I like both.
And then bad guys, Rowdy Burns or Turk Logan?
Oh, Rowdy, man. Rowdy Burns, that's another good movie. And Turk Logan. So Turk got knocked out or got popped in the dirt pits. That's from 6-pack Turk. Man, I don't know. It's funny because not a lot of people know 6-pack. So Turk is a legend as a villain. And then Rowdy is just... It's special, him and Cole Trickle in Days of Thunder. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough to pick from, Jeff. He knew I'd know. That's why he asked.
Yeah. Spotter Anthony asked, when are you going to try and run the snowball?
Spotter. Great spotter. Anthony Warren spots for me.
Top notch.
Top notch. I can't wait to win more races with him. When are we going, Anthony? You're the Derby man. I guess I can't race as much, so you have days to take off because he couldn't go to the Derby this year because he didn't have no days off.
Oh, no.
So, I don't know. We need to get on that, man. I would love to go run the Derby. I wish it didn't cost so much. I wish somebody would come in and give me some money. Besides John and them, they've spent enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably don't have any plans to run the Derby if it's going to take away from me getting in a truck or Xfinity car on money. Mm-hmm. But if somebody gives me the opportunity, I'm there. Helmets packed, bags by the couch right now, ready to
go. Jesse Jones from Langley asks, how long did you hop around on that broken ankle in the pits after your legend got T-boned?
A while, because nobody wanted to tell me my foot was broke. I knew it was broke. I got hit in the door, and the bumper went through the door and hit me in the side of the foot.
It's crazy.
I hobbled a while, and it was not fun. I hobbled for the next couple of months, too, with a boot. I had a broken hand and a foot from the wreck. Broke my right hand and my left foot.
Crazy.
So that's funny. I did hobble on pit road. I had one shoe off, and I was trying to walk to see if I could walk on it. It wasn't a good idea. And it was cold, so I broke my foot, the side of my foot, and it's like 30 degrees outside.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, next question comes from Miss Leanne Pulliam herself.
Uh-oh, the boss.
The real boss. Which actually comes from the real boss. The question comes from Miss Brantley. Do you want to play another round of Connect 4?
Brantley doesn't want the smoke. I'm coming for her next time. Connect 4, Jenga. What else did we play? Battleship. She got Battleship now. I love Battleship.
Yeah.
Next time I come up there, it's going down, Miss Brantley. Ask Leanne, did Lee stand on the couch and cheer for the Packers last night?
I believe in you, Brantley. You can take him down.
Lee said he was waiting all night, or Carrie Underwood was waiting all week for Sunday night to see him on the couch.
Okay, so I don't know how this person knows, but Buddy's, or if this is just a random shot in the dark, Buddy asked while asleep,
Oh, Lord.
how often do you dream you're in a race, and how intense has the dream gotten?
Who told him?
I don't know.
Who told him? Alright, we're going to tell both sides of this. We're going to tell both sides of what happened.
No, it's probably closer to 2.
2 months ago, I thought I was awake. I was not awake. All I know is I got up, I was dreaming about racing, and I think I got into it with somebody. And I guess take over what you saw in the middle of the night.
So in the middle of the night, he sits up and he goes, "What the hell was that?"
Apparently, I sat up in the middle of the night and went, "What the hell was that, man?" Like.
Oh no, it was, "What the hell is that?"
What the hell is that? Like, I'm literally like, hands up like this, just middle, like 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
just yelling at somebody. And all I know is the race had ended and I was getting out the car and somebody came up to me. But Nicole said that I did that and did just lay back down and scared the shit out of you.
And you just lay back down and you just went back to bed. And I was scared out of my mind because I thought, oh my gosh, is someone in the house? Like, someone break in? Like,
And I just laid back down like nothing happened.
Is there a ghost? Actually, I take that back. So this was the night that it was your last race at Dixieland for the season. Because didn't you say you raced that night? I think you did.
Yeah, but I think it was... Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, so it was a couple months ago. But I thought someone broke in the house, or we were like getting abducted by aliens or something. But no, he just had a dream.
That was hilarious. I can't believe somebody asked that. That's so funny because that did happen.
I saw this earlier today and I once again died because I was
hilarious.
like, that story's going to come up. Kevin Bartlett said, which would you prefer, Gabe W. and I on your radio while you race, or your career ending?
You and Gabe, because I'm not going to end my career over YouTube. But Kevin, great friend of mine. I got a video of him streaming and falling asleep while he's streaming. That's hilarious during COVID. My man was knocked out, slumped over, streaming, playing golf.
It's incredible.
And Gabe, what a character. He's on an Xfinity team. What a character. I've seen him trip and fall on a pit stop. So.
Shane, it wasn't really phrased as a question, but he said, tell the people why you chose LPP when you wanted to start running the tour.
Yeah, that's a good question. I raced against Lee. I knew what kind of program he had. I knew he was hard to beat. And I always thought if I got in one of his cars, I could be really fast. And Staten family came to me and asked me what team I wanted to sign with. And we talked about a couple of teams, but my first pick was always LPP. And then we had to make the call to see if he had anything available. And, you know, once I introduced him with the Staten family, there was no turning back. They loved him. And, you know, so glad we made that decision. But that was the spot for me in my mind. And honestly, looking back on it, I think that's the best fit for me. I fit in. I don't think I'd have fit in at a lot of these other teams. I just, the way I am and the way Lee is, we click so good. And we don't even have to be racing to be having fun. So it's a good fit, family oriented family oriented or something like that.
There's times where I'm convinced you and Lee are the same person.
There is times I ask Lee, I'm like, dude, we have to be, or Lee'll say, we have to be brothers somewhere because we say the same things, we act the same. Not all the time. I definitely get out there probably more than Lee about getting stupid or acting wild, like to get, you know, I just had to, I try to be myself with my personality, and Lee laughs at me. So, like, we joke about a lot of things, but I definitely think him and I are a lot alike in ways.
Mm-hmm. Skinny asked, what is your favorite car to race, and do you have a favorite chassis?
Favorite car to race? I like anything I can drive. I mean, obviously, asphalt late models has my heart. I love dirt late models. Chassis-wise, the asphalt late model run a Hedgecock. Kind of been running Hedgecock the past 4 years now, and I wouldn't probably go anywhere else right now. That's what I've been winning with. And then on the dirt world, we've been running a Rocket XR1.
Nice. I love it. Nate asked, how was the Waffle House tradition started?
That actually started with Staten when he was dirt racing. We used to go there, whether we won or lost, and then we started doing it really when we won because the night's getting late. And then when I was running Langley, Roger and I would be driving the toter home. I'd be driving the rig. He'd be riding with me, and we'd be starving after the race, and there was nothing open because of COVID and everything. And we'd just stop in the Waffle House and put the trophy on the table, and that's kind of how it started. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and next thing you know, now we can't stop the tradition.
Exactly. Got to get the All-Star Specials. Bobby said they can remain nameless, but do you have any Cars Tour guys you enjoy racing with?
Absolutely. Oh, man. There's a lot of guys in there that you just have so many good battles with. I mean, even Quapple and I, we've had some fun races together. I would say Huffman's been fun to race with for the lead at some of these races. McCarty runs you hard, but he's a hard-nosed racer, but he does you right. He's not just doing you dirty. I mean, and the Cars Tour's so stacked. I like racing with Chad McCumbee. You know, we had I come down on him at Wake County and spun out and all that, but we've raced good together. I mean, there's so many of them in the tour that are fun to be around.
Nice.
Deep McCaskill, Lane Riggs. Yeah, Deep McCaskill's always going to run you clean. Yeah, there's some good guys.
Nice. I think that's another thing that makes the tour so fun. You got a lot of good talent, but you got a lot of good, just smart drivers that got a lot of fun personalities. It just makes it fun.
Absolutely. It's Brandon. I mean, Brandon Pierce raced around. I mean, teammate.
Yeah. Jamie asked, what do you consider to be the biggest moment in your career thus far?
Ooh. I mean, how do you not go with Wilkesboro?
Yeah.
Wilkesboro is probably the biggest of my moment in my career, riding that lift. All eyes were on that race. All the Cup guys, eight Cup guys in the race, something like that. Hall of Famers in the race.
Yeah.
I mean, Wilkesboro's probably got to be up there. Hampton Heat twice is pretty cool. I never knew if I'd win it again, and now I want to win it a third time, so that'd be really cool to win it 3 times. The Thanksgiving Classic was cool. The 400 was cool, but I would say Wilkesboro is probably the top.
Definitely. Timothy asked, what is your ultimate goal in racing? Are you going to try to make it to Cup one day?
Absolutely. I think that's the goal of every young racer. Honestly, I went through a transition where I kind of gave that up and kind of almost lost sight of the dream, and then I'm back, baby. It's there. The fire's lit, and that's all I want. That's all I think about. So, absolutely, we're trying to get to the next level.
Nice. Dustin asked 2 questions, which one you already answered. Which dirt chassis do you run? And then also, it's kind of similar to you already answered it, but what do you feel are the biggest benefits of running dirt along with racing predominantly on pavement?
Yeah, so the Rocket XR1 is our dirt chassis, and then, like I said earlier, I think just being able to feel my grip level change and where to put the car and stuff like that, it helps with a lot of throttle control, input, all that.
Nice. So another question from Bobby, I think it was the same one as before. But he asked, who are some of your heroes that you looked up to during your career in motorsports? Were there any outside of Dale? And
Yeah, I mean,
Red?
if we go to late model wise, you know, Phil Warren,
Mm-hmm.
obviously my crew chief for so many years. He was a badass. Lee Pulliam's another one I looked up to. Philip Morris. You know, those guys were so bad in the bone, and you know, I got to work with Phil, who was my hero, and you know, now I get to work with Lee, who was another you know, person I looked up to that I actually raced against. I never raced against Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew what he had accomplished. But when I got to race against Lee and see what he accomplished and know I was racing in the same races, so I knew how hard it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty cool.
That's sick. Donnie asked, what is your favorite racing movie of all time and your favorite character?
Oh, man. I think Six Pack's got to be up there at the top. I mean, I like Trucker Ace. I like Days of Thunder. I mean, Days of Thunder is a classic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but Stroker Ace has got to be up there. I think Six Pack is probably my all-time favorite because it's just so funny having 6 kids work on the car, and then Swifty's the mouthpiece. He ain't afraid to cuss somebody out and go fight them, and he's only like 13 or 12, something like that. And then I just really enjoy it, and obviously like Burt Reynolds being Stroker Ace, and I love Smokey and the Bandit, so
yeah,
like Burt Reynolds is an icon. So yeah, those are probably the top movies on racing terms.
I love it. All right, Chris, his question, I already know the answer for this one. What's a race you've not won that is on your most wanted list?
What do you think it is?
I've got 2 guesses. South Boston 200.
Yep.
And Martinsville.
That's exactly it. Those are the 2. In my eyes, those are the 2 I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've won pretty much all the crown jewels besides those 2, and
Mm-hmm.
it sucks to know South Boston was 1 spot away from winning the 200.
Yeah.
Sat on the pole, didn't win. But we got another year, got another chance. I've signed up to race both of those with LPP this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we're bringing the clock home this year.
We are. Brian, I've seen played on someone.
I probably got a couple. Obviously, when Colby Vance and I put Riley's underwear, I'm sorry, not underwear, which we tried to do that. We put his shoe in the freezer at Myrtle Beach. That's what it was. So we hung one from the chandelier and put one in the freezer. The problem was Riley was being a pain in the butt because he was like 10 years old, just being young.
Mm-hmm.
We said we're going to get him. We put his shoe in the freezer and we were going to take it back out. The problem is Colby and I went to sleep and forgot about it. So we got up the next morning at like 5:30 in the morning to go to the track, and it's like 20 degrees outside. And Riley's comes in there with that high-pitched voice, "Where's my shoe?" and me and Colby look at each other like, oh no. And we go get it out in the freezer, and that thing is hard as a cinder block. And he has to put his shoe on and go across the street to breakfast, and this shoe is like, I mean, it's frozen. And that was funny. And then I'd have to sit here and think about it, but we messed with Colin on the race team a lot. We messed with him this weekend about Lee and I were going to Charlotte on Monday for that press conference, but we told him we were going to a 1.5 mile test for the car store, and he couldn't go. And we were taking a late model, and 5-star was going to be there, and Hoosier, and only Lee and I could go. And Colin believed us so much that he was getting ready to send his parents home after tech because he was going to go to the shop to help us fix the car to go to the 1.5 test. And then we finally had to tell him we weren't going. It was a joke. But he's Mr. Gullible.
Oh, Kevin.
Or when Dave was going to beat him up the other week.
That
was hilarious.
Good times. Elizabeth asked about your favorite track. We've already answered, but she also asked, what does the race day look like for you before you're getting to the racetrack?
A lot of stress. I don't really eat a lot.
No.
I'm on edge.
Why do you have stress, Brenden Queen?
Nicole normally makes me late.
Me never.
I'm always on her. I tell her we got to leave earlier than we actually got to leave. Because I know in my head how long it takes me to get there and get ready, but I don't account for a girl.
I'm a slut in the morning, okay?
So she does this thing where I tell her we got to leave at 8:30, let's say. And she waits till 8:30 when we're in the lobby to go, can I go make some breakfast? And I'm like, you could have done this the last 30 minutes, but you wait till we're walking out the door. So we have that, but it's probably because I'm used to, when I drove my own stuff, I had to be there because it was my own stuff. And now, like, I still have that mindset, like, I don't like to be late because my guys are there. But technically they don't need me, but I like to be there on time. So that's probably how that starts. I go through the motions. I mean, I try to stay calm. I listen to music sometimes on the way to the track to get me in the zone. Mm-hmm. I sing. I'm a good singer.
You are.
I sing a lot. Once I get to the track, though, it's all about business. I mean, I like to have a good time. I like to joke around, but I'm there to do a job, and to me, it is a job, and I'm in the zone, and I'm ready to go. Like, there ain't much more to say. Like, when I get there and I get strapped in, like, it's time. I'm ready to go.
So, like, I'm just now thinking about it, but I think the most stressful part of your race days is me.
No, it's not you. I honestly, I did it for so long on my own. You know, like, I was single for all those years. Like, I'm just, I don't know how to describe it. I just want to do good, and I got so much people to not let down that I want to go out there and I want to win and make a name for myself. So I love it. I love the pressure. I do better with pressure.
You do.
Like, if there's pressure, every time I've had pressure, I probably win. Like, the Kinley race comes down to us battling for the lead, we win. Like, Caraway, I got to literally lead every lap to have a shot at the championship. We lead every lap. Like, yeah. I love the pressure.
You really thrive. But yeah, breakfast really is a taboo subject on race day.
I don't eat.
We got in a knockdown, drag-out fight at Wilkesboro over breakfast.
Yeah, you want to get into that one?
No, thank you. I'd rather.
I went to the drive-thru and she didn't want food once I waited in line and refused to order.
It's a little bit more complicated, okay? So anywho, Ricky asked, who is the smartest guy at the car store races? The one you can actually believe and look up to?
Lead Pulliam Performance, baby. Lead Pulliam. I mean, there's a lot of smart people out there, don't get me wrong, but man, nobody works like Lee. That's why he won all those national championships. Lead Pulliam.
Absolutely.
And then when Doug Powers was there this year, him and Lee together, whoo, deathly combination.
True that. Bobby asked, which car would you like to drive that sits in Phil Warren's garage?
I don't even know what Phil's got in his garage. He had a Nomad. He had a 57. I don't know. Anything. Oh, he had a 69. That was Barbara's. Anything Phil's got's cool. I mean, honestly, I respect Phil, and every hot rod he's got, he's put so much work into. Like, I remember his yellow Oldsmobile. That thing came from, like, Kansas, and it was rusted, and one of them had a tree inside it, and he restored it. Like, dude's amazing. That car's really cool.
So we have someone named Staten. That's their first name.
Oh.
Spelled different. But they asked, on the RPM limiter, is that set by the track or the engine builder? Can the driver change it during the race?
RPM is normally told, the chip is normally like whatever the engine builder recommends or wants. We change it depending on the track or gear, or like, it just kind of depends on a couple of things. But there used to be RPM rules with the track, but now it's normally just what the motor man says. So that's pretty much where that comes from.
AJ asked, when are you going to be racing a sprint car?
Yeah, Nicole, when am I going to be racing a sprint car?
I don't know, Brenden. Someone asked you this question about me.
Nicole does not want me to race a sprint car. I would do it tomorrow, probably.
Well,
I practiced one, and it was a blast, but Nicole is not for that.
Here's the thing. I want you to have a long, healthy career in stock cars.
Thank you.
Love me some roll cages.
She does not approve of the sprint car.
And then,
maybe one day.
And then you can play around in the sprint car.
Okay, that's fair. I do want to drive. I drove one. I would love to race one, but it'd have to be a free opportunity, probably.
I just don't like the scary videos that I've seen online of people getting hurt, and just as your girlfriend, I would hate to see something tragic like that happen.
You can't think like that. You gotta be there to win the race.
Yeah, well, I'm your girlfriend and I have to think like that. That question doesn't make sense, so we're not going to answer that.
What is that?
This is, where will you be when you get to where you're going?
Oh, probably right here.
Okay. Someone said, "Are you actually good?" and just been lying to us about.
Oh, that's an iRacing joke. I used to tell them all the time I'm not that good here, and then I'd win, and then I started doing it every week, and I'd win, and that's just a joke. Still not good there.
Ooh, this is a good one from Chrissy. Outside of the Cars Tour and Crown Jewel events, what's your favorite memory in racing?
Ooh, I don't know. That's tough. I think 2016 was fun. Winning that first championship at East Carolina, like being on the road so much that year with Phil and Colby and Lil Craig, Craig Estep Jr., who's crew chief for Cody Bryant now. Like us four, we did so many trips in that little HHR that Phil had, and we were practically at the shop every day together, all four of us. We had so many fun, so many memories that I could have a whole show about that. But oh man, that was just, those were the days. I mean, I was 18. I was really young. Like I don't know. We had so much fun. I mean, like it wasn't just racing. Like we raced and then we had no responsibilities. Like all we did was play iRacing all night, and all we did, like, it was like summer 24/7 for us. Like we were racing and then just screwing off. Like that's all we did for like a year there. Like it was so much fun.
Nice. So we're now getting into the questions that are off your personal Facebook page.
Yep.
And they're now getting really, really good. They've all been really great, but these are actually getting like your like close friends and family. Yeah, they're kind of funny. So Thomas asked, what are your ties with Phil Warren, family or friends?
Oh, so Phil was my crew chief. He worked for us for, what, 9 years? 2013 on and off, 2014 part-time, 15 part-time, 16 full-time, and he was full-time until the beginning of this year. He was with me opening night at Langley, and then that was our last race together, was opening night at Langley. So we ended our career with 2 second places. That sucks, but
yeah.
He didn't know. I will say that he did come and spot for me at Florence.
Oh yeah, this year?
In the car store race, and we finished second. We led a bunch. But that was Phil and I, man, he might as well be family. I mean, I could call him right now. He's like another dad to me, so I'll forever be grateful for him and cherish our memories together. And like I said, he just got a picture with me and Victor Lane at Kinley.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I'm going to hang that up on the wall, probably in here somewhere. Over there. Right there? Over there? Right where?
So your buddy Brandon asked, if a friend came from out of state, Texas for example, would they have a VIP?
Oh, it's got to be Brandon Hartong.
Oh, absolutely. Would they have a VIP experience?
Well, technically, I guess I'd have to pay for that, but yeah, I would get you down in there with us, and you could hang out with us if you're going to come from Texas. Absolutely. We can make something happen, but you're not going to keep me up partying the night before because I don't do that. So, yeah, come on from Texas. Go on and get your plane ticket.
John asked, would you try some road racing at some point in the near future?
Absolutely. We've talked about it. John and I have talked about it. I've looked into possibly going to a road course school. I just think it'd be beneficial for me to do it if I plan on moving up. But I love road racing on iRacing. I mean, I've won the Rolex and I've won Watkins Glen and some other Xfinity races, and I would enjoy that.
Nice. Neil has a couple questions. First one, what have you learned in your time on the Cars Tour that you couldn't have learned without making that step up from local racing?
Oh man, that's a good question.
It's really good.
I learned a lot. I mean, the races are different. It's more like a national series. Like it's so professional. Like you have time slots. Like there's no give. Like it's all strict, professionally ran stuff. Like if you're not ready, they ain't waiting on you.
Yeah.
And I think it prepares me well for the next step in my career. I think it makes me a better race car driver going to all these tracks that I've never been to. every week we're racing somewhere, and I think it makes you better when you're constantly driving something. So there's little stuff you learn at each track that's carried to other tracks. Learn your racecraft, how to race people, how to set up people in different spots, different conditions. I think all that combined is just stuff you can't learn at one track.
Nice. So you said your dirt experience helps. He asked, did your go-kart racing days help you prepare anything for the challenges of today?
Nah, not really. I mean, I think the go-karts help the basic fundamentals of racing. Like the flags, the learning how to race people, how to set people up, how to keep your momentum up. When we go to momentum tracks, yes, I think it helps. But as far as horsepower and stuff, it doesn't really relate. But I mean, yes, every racing's helped. I don't care what it is. I'll reframe that, or I'll take that question back and say yes, it helped me in some way.
Nice. All right, question 3 of 4 that he asked. He said, you race a lot between Dirt Late Models Cars Tour and other late model races. It's a racer's dream. All points, series, and paydays aside, if you could make your own schedule, what would it look like?
Oh, I guess that means as a racing schedule? I don't know. I'd probably keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, the only thing different is to be a full-time truck or Xfinity driver and be able to fill my off weekends with late models or dirt late models. Like, that would be my dream, to be full-time, have that, making a living racing, and then be able to go race for fun on my off weekends. That'd be fun.
Nice. Last one. Fill in the blank. If I wasn't doing this podcast right now, I would be ...
Probably playing PlayStation.
Honestly. And then I guess this one is for me. It says fill in the blank. If I never met Brenden Queen, I'd be ... I'd be sad and lonely.
Good answer. Me too.
No, I definitely think, look at all mushy. You've been a blessing in my life, and we've had so much fun together.
You don't cry, right?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I definitely would be in a much, much different place in life, but would not be here doing this podcast with you. And we've got one last set of questions. So you mentioned that Ryan Bray has been your BFF.
Oh, yeah.
So Ryan asked about, 5-6 questions.
Oh, shocker. He ain't short for words.
So I feel like it only is fitting for your last set of questions to come from your BFF. This is already the world's longest Q&A session. So
yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Why not add a couple more? We're going to start with the really deep questions. Who are you off the track?
I'm Ryan's friend off the track. No, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how I would answer that. I mean, I like to think I'm a fun, outgoing person. I mean, I get up just like everybody else, and only thing that's different is I drive a race car. I don't ever put myself above anybody because I race. Like Ryan is a good friend. He's been my friend since 5th grade, and he doesn't care if I win a race or not. Like, if I didn't race tomorrow, he'd still be my friend.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he knows, that side of me. Like, whether I'm a big time racer or I'm a nobody, we're still friends. So I think I'm just a normal person. I like to play video games.
You love to play video games.
I love video games. That's something about me. But I mean, I like to have bonfires. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to take you out, hang out with you. I don't know. Nothing crazy. I just like to be outgoing, really.
Are you nervous about going to the next step of your career?
No, I'm ready. I think I'm as ready as I could be. I'm ready for the opportunity. I don't think I'm nervous. I just want to make the most of it. I'll be nervous when it gets here. If that opportunity comes, I'll be nervous. A good nervous. So I'll be like, it's finally here. I've got to go perform. But this is what I've waited my whole life for. So I'm ready.
Nice. Ryan's really asking the deep question. How has racing affected your life decisions?
He knows, because I had to leave my job and all that. I mean, it affects it. Racing's a lifestyle, and you know, I hope it pays off for me. I put a lot in on it. If it doesn't, you know, I've got backup plans. I'm finishing my engineering degree, and I work for BRC when I can and other stuff. But I'm so determined, and I think when you're in a situation like me, like there's no other answer. Like you've got to make it work. You got to figure out a way, and you know that's what we've been doing, and we made it this far. So racing definitely has probably cost, you know, friendships and relationships and whatever, because it takes up so much time. But that's why I'm thankful for you, because you get it, you accept it, you know, and that's why Ryan's one of my buddies. He accepts it, and he knows he probably ain't going to see me 40 Saturdays out of the weekend. I mean, out of the year. But he knows he'll see me at some point. He could call me tomorrow, and it's like we never missed a day seeing each other. But you know, he comes to races too. Like, don't get me wrong, but he comes to ones that he can if it works out. He's been there when I've won some races, but like I said, it doesn't change our friendship one way or another. Yeah.
Going off of that, is it hard to maintain a family/work relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think it's tested us, which we're a normal couple. We fight, we bicker, but that's healthy.
Yeah.
It's never like we're going to be done with each other, but like, it's just we get on each other's nerves. That's what happens. But
you definitely get on my nerves sometimes.
You know, sometimes racing puts me in a mood, and I have to separate it. I have to reset and step out of the box, because I can't let a bad night affect my ride home with you.
Yeah.
Like, I ran out of gas at Tri-County, and how did I handle that?
You handled it pretty well.
I literally, the whole ride to the beach, I was positive. You and I were going on vacation. I was sad, and I let you know I was sad, but I wasn't mean to you or anything. So, yeah. It definitely, it was hard. It was a hard night for me. I mean, that was probably one of the hardest nights in my career.
Yeah, definitely.
But I got through it.
And I'll say, like, on the relationship side, like, it's a big blessing that I can travel with you a lot. I think if I was having to stay home,
that would hurt.
For a lot of these weekends, I think it would definitely put a much bigger strain on our relationship. But
I think so too. But we would make it through.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm your partner in crime. You're passenger princess, so it's not as hard.
I appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you.
And you're my co-host.
Yeah. What advice would you give to a 10-year-old Butter?
Man. Probably don't give up. Chase your dream. Probably don't stress about a lot of things, because it's all going to work out. I used to get down, like, not knowing. You know, I mean, I raced, and it could happen tomorrow, but I raced week to week. I didn't know how we were going to afford to race the next week unless I finished top 5 and got my tire money. Like, for so many weeks, I didn't have my tires paid for until the day of the race. Like, I'm sitting at home on Saturday morning, the car's loaded up, all my team is going to the track, but they don't know that they don't know that I don't have tire money, but they're on the way to the track, and I've been pulling into the track parking lot and found out, I got tires. And I've like made it all the way to the track and was going to go up there and like try to figure out how we were going to have tires. But I would probably tell my 10-year-old self, like, just, man, enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Like, I think I always wanted to get out there, and now it's 10 years later. But, like, I really like to enjoy the Legend Car days again, because I always was racing the Legend thinking that if I won, this is going to be my career, not knowing it was all about money. Just thinking if I win, like, I'm going to make it. I wish I could have just enjoyed it a little bit longer and enjoyed being a kid racing instead of trying to just get to that late model, because like it was all going to work out, but at the time, you know, I didn't know that. Yeah. I'm just racing to win and stressing out and putting pressure on myself, which I love it, but I probably would have just enjoyed the moment a little bit.
Nice. All right, you got one last question.
Uh-oh, the last one.
It's an easy one. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but other than racing, what other hobbies do you have?
Oh, so I like to play video games. I mean, that's a big one. I have a group I play with on PlayStation. waiting for people to start messaging me for my gamer tag, like I said earlier. But I play on PlayStation. And then I love playing iRacing, which I haven't played since I've been over here because my iRacing rig's not here. But hopefully here soon. I'm going to go back to my parents tomorrow and do the S-Rock. But I like streaming. I really was getting into that when we met. Kind of had to put that on hold, been so busy, but I really would like to get back streaming. I like working on the race car. Haven't gotten to a lot, but I like doing that. I like shooting my gun, shooting skeet out back. Like bonfires. I really like fishing. Haven't been able to do it a lot. I went fishing with Lee and them before Goodyear, but it's probably the last time I went fishing. But that's something I really like to do that I'd like to do more of.
We got a nice, perfectly good pond out front. You and I should just go.
It says no fishing.
It does?
Yeah. Trust me, I thought about it. See, but I'm more of a saltwater fisher. Like freshwater.
Are you sure? Because when I moved in here, there's people fishing that
There's a sign up out there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But I'm more of a saltwater. I like saltwater fishing. Remember, I almost bought a boat when I was at the port. Remember that?
Oh yeah. What could have?
And no, it wasn't from Connor Hall.
What could have been the SS Tan Cheeks?
The SS Tan Cheeks was going to be the name of it. So Nicole could tan her cheeks on the front.
Yep.
I was so close to wanting to buy a boat, but I really wanted one so I could go out and go fishing and you could tan while I was fishing. But never. Now I got to borrow Ryan Bray's boat. He's got a Carolina skiff, so he needs to take me fishing. He's freshwater day usually, so. But I do like that. But I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, probably what I do the most of during the off season is I game a lot. I mean, I really like gaming.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
There you go.
That'd be the next question. What games do you play? We'll get into that later. But I do. I play a variety though.
You do. You keep it fresh. Keep it fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was the last question.
That was. That's all I got for
Man.
you. We only answered questions for like 2 hours, but
Yeah, sorry it took so long, but
hope you guys had fun.
I hope you guys had fun and
hope you're still listening.
Yeah, if you made it this far, this was probably way longer than we anticipated it. Might have to make it a part 1 and part 2, but just thank y'all for all the questions. That was overwhelming. That was really cool to see.
A lot of good questions too.
Yeah.
Nation.
There was some very interesting questions. I hope y'all like our new camera, our new light system. Hopefully we sound good this week on the podcast. I think the stands helped a lot last week, so we're going to keep them.
We're getting into our groove.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited for PRI. Looking forward to a good trip. A lot to talk about when we get back.
Yeah.
Sorry this podcast is this long, but
it's a good time.
BE Nation asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Check us out on all podcast platforms. Apple. We are on Spotify now. YouTube.
Think so.
We are. I checked. We're on Spotify, and then our YouTube is where you see our video of it. If you like to put a face with the audio, if not, Apple and Spotify are probably our main ones, and we're on Amazon, but I normally stick with Apple and Spotify. But YouTube, thanks for all the subs. We're almost to 1,000 subs.
Crazy.
So I might have to do a prize, a shirt or something for if we get 1,000 subs.
Oh yeah.
We're literally 90 something away. We're over 900 now when I check. So that's cool. I never dreamed of that. I never dreamed of having 500 subs. So I probably ate 500 subs in my life, as you could tell, but I didn't dream of having 500 subscribers.
I wonder how many subscribers you have to start getting the YouTube plaques.
I don't know. Those are cool. I forgot about those.
I want to say the smallest one comes at 1,000.
No. It's got to be 5 or 10.
Really?
They're not going to just give you one for 1,000.
Okay.
Those are cool though. I would love to hang those up. I remember watching those YouTubers back when YouTubing became a big thing, and they'd be opening their $100,000 subscribed plaques, and I was like, what?
That's crazy.
Also, follow me on Twitch here soon. I'll be back the Butterbean 03 on Twitch. That's where I'm going to be streaming iRacing. And man, appreciate all y'all. Hope y'all have a great week. Thanks.
Great.
Thanks, BE Nation. And
appreciate you.
we're off to Indy.
Let's do it. Let's go.